Hello, hello, friends. Happy Thursday. This is your first live with me. I'm Natasha Hazlett, and I help entrepreneurs from around the world get the clarity, confidence, and strategies that they need to boost their income and their level of influence in the world without working longer hours. And today, on my page, I'm like looking at my computer while I'm doing this. I posted a quote, "Who are you without limitations?" And so I told y'all that I was going to be talking about this at the Lunch and Learn today, which I did. It was such an amazing event. Shout out to Heather Quizzle for putting together such a phenomenal group of women. It was so much fun today. We had, over probably like 35 people. Hey, Lori, it was good to see you today, friend. And so today I talked about living a life by design. And so one of the things that we talked about was a concept of who are you without limitations. So that's the question. Who are you without limitations? Hey, Michelle. Isn't it your birthday today? I think it might be your birthday today. So if it is, happy birthday. If it's not, happy birthday early or late. So back to the topic at hand. Who are you without limitations? So this is something that's really interesting. So I woke up in the middle of the night in October at like about 4:20 in the morning. And I remember because it was like a really weird time. And I, all of a sudden, I just understood. I woke up and I understood a bunch of stuff that I had never really understood before about like the interplay between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind and all this stuff. So it was really cool. And so I wanted to write all this stuff down. And I felt prompted to write in my journal this one phrase. Who are you without limitations? And I just decided in that moment, I'd never read this stuff in a book to do this. I don't know, it just came to me. It was just something that I just felt like I should write down on the page, so I just went with the flow. As I have done a lot over the past 15 months is part of my reinvention. I just decided I was going to open myself up to stuff that I probably wouldn't normally open myself up to and just experience different stuff. And so anyways, and I've never been really a journaler, and I really am still not a journaler. But in that moment, I woke up and I felt like I needed to write that down. So I wrote down on the page, who am I without limitation? And to think about this concept about who are you without limitations, like we all put so many limitations on ourselves, right? If I say who are you, you may put yourself in a box based on all of these perceived limitations. If I told you, what's your goal for, the next 3 years, you would probably have a nice, reasonable, rational goal. Why? Because of limitations. You feel like you are limited by money, by time, by other resources, by where you live, by who your family is, whether you have children, how old your children are, whether you're caring for, elderly parents. There are all these things, these limits that we put on ourselves. And they, as a result, they limit our potential because they limit what we're going after. Are y'all feeling me so far? Does this make sense? You agree with me? Or am I the only person that puts limitations on myself? This is something that I did really well. Like, I would love to do this, but, someday, but I can't because of X, Y, and Z. I had all these limitations. So for me to, sit there and, for just a moment, and this is something that I write about in my book, Unstoppable Influence. And by the way, y'all, side note, and first of all, if you are ever if you're ever on a live with me, understand I am like totally ADD, and so I will go off on other tangents like I am right now, and you gotta go with the flow. The good news is, after this live is over, it's a recording, so you can like fast forward and rewind and stick with me. So, anyways, so my Unstoppable Influence book, y'all know that I'm writing a book. I want to give you an update. I am 72% of the way done, and so I'm very specific about this because my book coach said I had to get to 50,000 words. And so today I hit, hold on, I'm going to pull it up because I'm like so freaking proud of myself. Y'all, I started writing this book at the beginning of the month, and I am just cranking it out. So hold on, my computer's like freaking out because it has so many words. I'm at over 36,000 words at a 50,000 word book. So I am like 72% of the way done. I'm so freaking excited. It's 128 pages so far. I didn't know I had that much to say, but apparently I do. Anyways, so I talk about this in my book, that we put all these limits on ourselves. And so as a result, a lot of times we're really sidetracked from what we're really called to do in this life. Because we're all here, and y'all have heard me say this before, but I'm going to keep saying it until like everyone really grasps what I'm saying. You are here on purpose, and you are here for a purpose, okay? It may take you a long time to figure out what that is. It certainly took me a long time to figure out kind of what my purpose is here, but now I know. But in your purpose, in different callings may change. You may have different seasons of callings, just like I have, and that's cool. But you know, I like when it comes to fulfilling your purpose, one of the biggest saboteurs, isn't that a great word, saboteur? Is that even the right way to say it? I think it is, because I heard it on Big Brother like last year. And one of the saboteurs is limitations. And the reality is that these limits are like creations of our own mind, right? Of our ego mind, our conscious mind. I talked about that today. And it's really funny that I even talk about consciousness and subconsciousness, because like anyone that knew me like back in probably like a year and a half ago would know that I would never talk about stuff like this. This is what's so crazy. You never know where this like whole reinvention is gone. Like I used to think that people talked about consciousness and subconsciousness and all that stuff was like just a bunch of woo-woo weird stuff, and I never got it until I got it. So, anyways, I am just, I just realized that like my ego, my conscious mind puts all these limitations on me so that I can never, like if I think of a really big goal that I wanted to hit, all of a sudden like my ego, and I think that our egos are really finely developed as lawyers because we are so like rational and logical. And I was wondering, by the way, I was like, Sarah, why are you mad? Why are you sad? Hi, Savannah. I'm glad I hope you're feeling better, sweet girl. Mwah. I hope you're feeling better, sweet girl. So, this whole concept, I just thought it was all like woo-woo stuff, but it's true. And I realized that, like, you know, as a lawyer, like, I'm like thinking of like all the reasons why this should not work and all the eventualities. And it totally got me sidetracked for like years from doing what I was supposed to do. So that's why this whole exercise of like, who are you without limitation was like really enlightening. And so in my book, I talk about like going and like close the door, you know, just do it when the kids are asleep or whatever. Pull out a piece of paper. If you want to put on some like light music or something, whatever you got to do to get in your zone. Right. Who am I without limitation? And then just write. Just write what comes to you from that. Don't think about it. Don't edit it. Just freaking write. Like who are you? Who do you feel that you really are if you weren't bound by geography, money, time, all the other BS limitations that we put on ourselves as to why we can't accomplish what we want to accomplish? I'm going to tell you, I have really started making a conscious effort to make room for miracles in my life, and it takes a conscious effort to do that. To just say, you know what, I don't even know how it's all going to get done, but I am just going to like make this space. And God, come on in. And if you got something in store for me, just do it. You know, and stuff is just coming in. It's unbelievable. It's just it's from out of like presumably nowhere, because that's what miracles are, like out of nowhere, right? So so I did this exercise, and I was gonna try to see if I could figure out where it is in the book. So I was going to actually share it with you. Even at first, when I was going to do this live, I was like, I'm not going to share what I wrote down. Then I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? It's going to be in my book, so y'all are going to know anyways. So let me try to go through this and see if I can find it. But what I can tell you, and guys, feel free to like comment. I don't have to talk by myself. I know y'all are watching because I see you. Hey, Julie. Good to see you on here. I see Bill's on here. America is on here. Melissa's on here. Hey, girls. Good to see you, friend. Hey, Ingrid. So I'm trying to find this. Right now I'm trying to find this answer to who am I without limitations. And I've got to tell you, like, some of y'all, if y'all hear this, are going to be like, seriously, Natasha? Like, seriously? That's who you think you are? And it's not who I think I am. It's who I know I am. And what I wrote down really shocked the hell out of me. I'm just going to tell you, like, it did, but it didn't. Like, when I wrote that down, it was just, it came so freely to me that, like, when I read it, I was like, oh my God. But then I read it and I was like, oh yeah, it kind of is about, it is very much me, which is really kind of cool and exciting. And so, and by the way, guys, I'm looking at my computer trying to find it. It's 128 pages, so it takes me a while. I can't believe I've written 128 pages, y'all. So cool. Totally just inspired stuff, but yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to find it, but you know, it really was a very amazing and enlightening exercise. And looking at it, I'm like, okay, all right, if that's who I am, then I need to grow into that person. And that is what I am doing right now. So, okay, I think I found it. So, and I'll tell you, I'll read you a little part of the book. So I said the first step of doing this exercise of who am I without limitation is to recognize your limitations. So for purposes of the exercise, if you're going to play along at home, you have to assume that you have all the knowledge in the world, all the support in the world from every single person. You have all the money in the world. You have all the confidence in the world. You have all the resources in the world that you could ever need. You look the way you want to look. You're the age you want to be, and you're in perfect health. You're in the perfect relationship, or you're single, if that's your jam or your jam. You live where you want to live. You are literally incapable of failure. So that's what we're talking about. When we're saying peel back the layer of all your limitations, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? All right, so then you're going to grab a journal and a pen and just figure out, like, get in that space of feeling what it's like when you don't have all those heavy burdens of limitation and just free flow. So, the first part, I wrote a lot, but I'll share that the one part that I wrote at the beginning that I shared in the book was Natasha Hazlett is a New York Times bestselling author, speaker, thought leader, and mentor to millions. Hello! When I wrote that, and I have a ton more, but that's the part that I shared in the book. A lot of it was like really specific about our life and stuff like that. But when I looked at that, I was like, oh my God, a New York Times bestselling, millions? How am I ever going to get millions? That's crazy, right? But in that same moment, I also knew that it was true. And so I was willing to step into that place and say, okay, This is my truth. This is who I am without limitation. And now I'm going to step into that place and I'm going to do what I need to do um, for that to be my physical reality. So that's what I'm doing. And so I just, there's nothing too big that you can put on that page. I'll tell you what, like, I don't know that I would have written that for myself, like, conscious, like, just, like, oh yeah, this is who I am. Like, but it was really a cool and freeing exercise. And so I'd really encourage y'all to try this thing out. Write it down. Who are you without limitations? And let yourself experience life for like just a few minutes where you're not bound by the weight of your limitation. Does that sound good? Y'all with me? Does that make sense? Give me some thumbs up if it makes sense. And y'all can tell me what else is going on, because that's my little nugget of wisdom for the day. So, I know there's a delay. Anyways, I can't believe it's 8:52, and look how light it is. I always brag about get over this, and look at this. Richard, it's like still like really light out yesterday at like even at like 10, which is crazy. So anyways, that is that's the scoop that I've got for y'all today. For those of y'all that are coming to my workshop next week, I'm super excited to see y'all. I'll be sending out an email tonight for our Branded Live workshop. I solidified the date for the second one. For those of y'all that couldn't make that one, because we're giving people tickets to Branded Live along with we're selling it along with the ticket to Unstoppable Influence Summit. So tickets went on sale today. I released tickets to a small select group of amazing rock stars today at the Lunch and Learn. So I haven't had time to like build like a official like internet page or whatever. I just threw together a form today, and 13 of the tickets are already snapped up. So in addition to the 25 that are already reserved for other for our Ignite and Platinum and Premier members. So we're gonna work with our venue to try to get 100 people in there. I hope definitely 75. So we have like half the tickets left just after one day. But it's going to be an amazing event. So October 13th and 14th in Boise. If you want information on tickets, shoot me a private message. They are, it's going to be for a 2-day event. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. So congratulations to everyone that scored one of the coveted tickets today. It's going to be an epic event. I'm really excited. So anyways, all right, so that's what I've got for y'all today. Now I got to go and send out emails and get all prepped, because I've got like a lot of presentations over the next 10 days. So I had today at the Lunch and Learn. Tomorrow I have the privilege of talking strategic planning with the Junior League of Boise Board of Directors. So I'm teaching them strategic planning stuff tomorrow. Thursday, we've got our day-long Branded Live workshop here in Boise. That event is sold out, and we're starting a wait list. And then I fly out to San Diego for like literally 24 hours to speak to the amazing folks at the Speakers Roundtable. So I'm really excited. So Joseph, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. I think I'm at like Torrey Pines Lodge Resort, something like that. So yeah, I'll only be there for like 24 hours, and I get back in town. So it's gonna be a whirlwind, but I am just loving life, and I'm happy that y'all were able to join me on today's live. And we'll see you on the next one. So you have a good rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. All right. Bye.